Hi everyone, I hope you all safe and healthy with your family and friends. In this video we are going to learn about 11th standard accountancy chapter 6 subsidiary book 1. What is meant by subsidiary book? Subsidiary book is nothing but the books are the subdivisions of journal. They are also known as special journals or day books. In big business transaction, it is not easy to record all the transactions in one journal and post them into various accounts. So, for the easy and accurate recording of all the transactions, the journal is subdivided into many subsidiary books. For every type of transactions, there is a separate book. There are basically 8 types of subsidiary books. These are used for recording various types of transactions. Let's know the types of subsidiary books are purchases book, sales book, purchases return book, sales return book, cash book, bills receivable book, bills payable book, and journal proper. Okay, let's see the purchases book. What is meant by purchases book? Purchases book is nothing but subsidiary book that is used to record all the business transactions related to credit purchases. Purchased goods for cash and purchases of assets are never recorded in the purchases book. Before we are going to prepare the purchases book, let's see the format of the purchases book. It contains 5 columns. There are date column, particulars column, inward invoice number, LF, amount column are subdivided into 2, that is details, rupees and total. Okay, let's see the exercise sum number 1. Enter the following transactions in the purchases book of Miss Subsidiary Electric Company, which deals in electric goods. 2017 April 5. Purchased from Karthik Electric Company on credit. So this transaction tells us credit purchases. What are the goods they purchased? 10 electric iron box at rupees 2500 each and 5 electric stoves at rupees 2000 each. Okay, before we are going to prepare the purchases book, we need to write the title of the purchases book. Okay, it is in the books of Miss Subsidiary Electric Company purchases book. The format of the purchases book contains 5 columns, that is date, particulars, inward invoice number, LF, amount column are subdivided into 2, that is details, rupees and total rupees. Okay. Then we know the data. In date column we enter the date of the credit purchases is to be entered here. So the first transaction tells us 2017 April 5. We entered here. Then in particular column we gives the detail about the supplier name of the supplier and the name of the goods what we purchased and item of the goods and price of the goods. These all details we have to enter in the particulars column. The first transactions tells us we purchased with Karthik Electric Company. This is the name of the supplier. Okay, we entered here. Then we purchased 10 electric iron box at rupees 2500 each. So per iron box, electric iron box rate is 2500. Then how much rupees for 10 electric iron box? So for that we have to multiply 2500 into 10. We will get 25,000, right? Then what we purchased? Then we purchased 5 electric stoves. We means here Miss Subsidiary Electric Company. Okay, you are the Subsidiary, Miss Subsidiary Electric. You run the business in the name of Miss Subsidiary Electric Company. Okay, then you purchased 5 electric stove at rupees 2000 each, right? Then what you do? You have to calculate 2000 into 5 because 1 electric stove rupees 2000. And how much for 5 electric stoves? We need to multiply 2000 into 5. We will get 10,000 rupees. In detail we mentioned clearly here, okay. Then in total we have to add these two amount, that is 25,000 plus 10,000. What we get? We will get to 35,000. So we enter 35,000 in the total column. We entered that, okay. Okay, the next transaction is April 19, purchased on credit from Kaiton Electric and Co. So what this transaction tells us? This transaction tells us credit purchases. So you made credit purchases with Kaiton Electric and Co. Okay. So 3 electric heaters at rupees 6,000 each. So we entered April 19 on date column. We enter in particular column the supplier, name of the supplier, okay. The name of the supplier is Kaiton Electric and Co. What we purchased with him? 3 electric heaters at rupees 6,000 each, okay. So per electric heater amount is 6,000. So how do we calculate? For 3 electric heater, we need to multiply 6,000 into 3. What we get? We will get 18,000 rupees. Okay. So we entered 18,000 rupees directly in total column. Okay. Then the next transaction is April 25, purchased from Polar Electric and Co. on credit. So this transaction tells us this is the credit transaction. We made credit purchases with Polar Electric and Co. Okay. What we purchased with him? 10 fans at rupees 2,000 each. So what we do in date column? We enter the date of the credit purchases. Okay. So April 25. In particular column we need to write the supplier name. The supplier name is Polar Electric and Co. What we purchased with him? We purchased 10 fans at rupees 2,000 each. So per fan rate is 2,000. How much for 10 fan? So we multiply 2,000 into 10. What we get? We will get 20,000 rupees. So 20,000 rupees we directly entered in total column. Okay. Then the next transaction is April 29, purchased from M and Co for cash. So listen here carefully. This is the what this transaction tells us. This transaction tells us cash transaction. In purchases book we know, in purchases book the purchased goods for cash and purchases of assets are never recorded in the purchases book, right? So we don't enter cash purchases in the purchases book. So we no need to enter this transaction into purchases book. Okay. So what we do now? We enter all credit purchases into the purchases book. Then what we do? We have to calculate in the total column. We have to add all the amounts in the total column. So for that we had 35,000 plus 18,000 plus 20,000. What we get? We got 73,000. So this is the purchases book, you know. So what we write here? We have to write purchases account debtor 73,000. Okay. What is the information is given here? Answer: purchases account debtor 73,000. So we find the purchases account debtor 73,000 in the purchases book. Okay. Do you have any doubt? Please comment it in the comment box. Thank you. Take care.